add apparel, for example, of things that you don't have on your website, so you can give it that exclusivity and you're not just sharing the same content on both platforms. This might increase sales, and also it will bring new audiences also to your website. If they see that in your shop, they find something appealing, they just might want to see more. Also, an important suggestion is that you can sell all apparel or inventory that you no longer have on your website, but that you have right there stored in inventory you want to get rid of. If your images are copyrighted, you can also sell this on Instagram or even add it on your merch. You can also earn through collaborations, which Maria will get into that a little bit later on when it comes to influencer marketing. And of course, you can monetize your content. And just keep in mind that you won't make money on Instagram just easily, just because you create good content and it's creative and appealing, but it's also based on views. So to give you some ideas of how you can monetize your Instagram content, take a look at this video I have for you.
Tips on how to make money on Instagram. It's important to keep in mind that Instagram is another great medium to sell your own products and services besides your website. You can also get paid by Instagram Creator Fund, although this is an invitation-only opportunity sent to certain people on Instagram to monetize their content. Even if you meet the criteria, you may still have to apply in the professional dashboard. Nevertheless, although not everyone gets invited, it's still a great additional way to make revenue on this platform for the content you are already creating. Create subscriber content only, a new feature recently added by Instagram that enables users to create live content and stories for their most engaged followers for a monthly fee. Enabling Instagram badges when going live allows your followers to give you donations. Advertisement that plays on your videos is also an ideal way for making money. Turn on monetization on your account settings and earn 55% of the total cost of the advertisement in videos over 2 minutes. And last but not least, sign up for bonuses so that you can earn money for the content you are producing.
Oh, so now you know, everyone, you have some key tips on how to make some money on Instagram. And if we can also talk about a very important key element to making money and creating great videos and content, we're going to go on to our next slide now.
Tips on
engagement. Engagement is super important when it comes to your following on Instagram, when it comes to your brand or your business, because if you don't engage with your following, they most likely won't follow you anymore, and they'll go somewhere else where they feel welcomed and appreciated. So the first thing to this is understanding your audience. There's little hope that you'll be able to create compelling content and high quality content if you don't really know what your audience wants. So in order for you to know that, you need to engage, answer questions, ask questions, and always look out for your DM. Measuring performance is highly key to know if your posts, videos, and reels are measuring up to the performance that you want. This lets you know what works and what doesn't work, what your audience likes and what they don't like. So here you can find some social media metrics to track your engagement. In addition to that, I recommend looking into Instagram Analytics, which is a great tool to tell you how your posts are performing on Instagram, and also Social Fox is really good as well. Now, when it comes to mixed mediums and contents, remember that for the average Instagram user, attention span is between 8 seconds to 12 seconds. So that's why I say high quality content and engaging with them is the key to keeping them there and engaged in what you have to offer. Creating compelling captions. Please stay away from just posting hashtags. That is very unappealing. Although hashtags are very important, you want to send a message. People want to know more about your brand and your business. So please ensure that when you're adding captions, you're being clear, you're letting them know what they want, what you want out of your audience, and also what it is that you're selling and you're promoting. What are you offering that someone else is not offering out there? Be different, be unique, be engaging, and be fun. And last but not least, engage with your followers. I cannot stress this enough. When people write to you in your comments, try to answer promptly, answer the questions, don't leave them with doubts, show them that you care and that you want them as a customer. You want them to sign up for the service you're offering, or you want them to buy your product, and you appreciate and value their business. As well as their DMs, please be on top of that as well. They respect you more and feel like you care. And last but not least, let me know your thoughts. Was this information helpful to you? And if it was, we welcome you to go into our chat. We're about to share a link to an interactive poll where you could give us your rating. Do we get a 3-star, 4-star, hopefully a 5-star, even though I don't think there's a 5-star option available here, but we want to hear from you. Thank you for that feedback. We appreciate it. Don't see a poll. Is there any way we can put the link on the chat? But while we get that going and we get the stars rating from you, which we truly appreciate, I want to pass it on to Maria so that Maria can start giving us some great, ooh, look at that. Everyone is engaging. We love it. Thank you so much. So we're going to pass it on to Maria now because I'm so interested, and I'm sure you all are interested in knowing more about the influence of influencer marketing when it comes to Instagram. Go ahead, Maria.
Yeah, so thank you, Jessica. So now that Jessica and Dylan have talked to you all a bit about the different types of content and content creation, I find it necessary to go into more detail about how you and your brand can utilize other Instagram users and figures to promote your business. With my background in social media and marketing, I've encountered a number of times where the topic of influencer marketing has entered the conversation. But before we dive into the topic, would anyone mind sharing some characteristics or defining terms that pop into your mind when you hear the word influencer? You can just leave it in the chat for me. Just anything that you could think of that would embody that of an influencer, or that you think of when you hear the word influencer. Awesome. So I see sponsor, that's a good one. Aesthetic, yes, that's very good. And then Dylan, you can just go to the next slide for me. Right, so some other words that I'm thinking of are like outgoing, trendy, noteworthy, trustworthy, agreeable. These are great ones that you guys have in the chat. So personally, I would define an influencer as an individual who has the power to affect purchasing and engagement decisions because of their authority, knowledge, position, or relationship with their audience. And if we can go to the next slide. So influencer is quite a broad term that can be broken down into 3 different categories: mega, macro, and micro. A mega influencer would be someone who has over 1 million followers. And in the chat, if you guys want to leave any examples, maybe you could think of someone who could fall into that category. You know, wink, wink. Maybe they have a TV show, some brands. Emma Chamberlain, fantastic. That's a really great one. So what I first thought of was the Kardashians. I think they're a great example of mega influencers because of their millions of followers on Instagram, their TV show, product lines, and even their features and commercials for other products. Next would be a macro influencer who falls right in the middle. There are those with between 40,000 and 1 million followers, and I think of these individuals as some of the YouTubers that I may watch and engage with on Instagram who have a couple 100,000 followers. And third on the list, we have micro influencers who have between 1,000 and 40,000 followers. These are the quite small niche influencers who perhaps focus on different specific areas. Maybe they're in Philadelphia or New York City, or they're just influencers who are getting their start on social media. So influencers can fulfill many roles, but especially Instagram, because that's what we're talking about today. But I just wanted to give a little bit of a side part of what else they can do. So influencers can create written content like that of a blog where they can write promotions within their content for brands. They can create podcasts where sometimes you might hear a commercial or an advertisement break when the speaker will read a message from their sponsors. They might give a discount code, tell you to go to the website, NICTA, as Jessica spoke about. And then their audience and their listeners can go to that website and use that for that brand. They can also create YouTube videos, very similar, having the commercial break with the discount codes, direct them to the website, purchase, and the influencer gets a small amount of the profit that that brand would then make. And of course, we have social posts like what you might see on Instagram. So influencers can create social posts that are labeled as an ad or simply feature products or services from a brand. And typically this drives engagement to the brand's Instagram profile, can lead to more followers and more purchases through their website. And this can also help their account perform better as they're getting more likes, comments, shares, and reactions to their posts, just as long as they're staying up to date with them, as Jessica just spoke to you about. So a brand may choose to work with an influencer because of the authority that one has in their niche or on the platform as a whole. So the entire profile of an influencer doesn't have to be promoted content for a brand, but it can be intertwined with their usual day-to-day content. For Instagram, going back to the example that Jessica gave, it's a boutique, they have clothing, they might focus on a micro influencer within the area. I used to live in Virginia Beach, and there's a boutique that I have very good in my mind, and they contact local Virginia Beach influencers to post their content, model in their outfits, and share their content, tagging them on their Instagram stories and through their Instagram posts, because that would reach that specific niche market. So a brand might reach out to a micro influencer if they're willing to promote their company to that small niche that they have targeted. Sometimes the word of mouth from an influencer directly to a potential customer is just what needs to happen to get traffic to a brand, right? So how often do we see a brand try to market to us, but we're not going to really engage with that content? But if a human being that we know who is posting, maybe we watch their videos, we engage with their content, if they promote a product to us, we're more likely to go buy that because we know that this is from a trusted source rather than a person behind a screen that is posting for a brand. So these influencers may be viewed as more trustworthy, trendy, relatable than a company would, which is exactly why using these figures to promote your brand can do a number for your sales. And so now that we've talked about influencers, the content that you should include, and the different types of content, we hope that you have developed a good understanding of how you can use Instagram to its full potential to get the most worth for your company. And now that we've concluded our webinar for the day, does anyone have any questions about what we have discussed or any additional topics that you'd like to talk about in regards to Instagram marketing?
I could just ask a quick, broad question. What made you guys want to choose this topic?
Yeah, so I mean, I can answer for us. We can always hop in, but I specifically work in social media. I know a lot of us do. Jessica has some great experience, as you saw from her section, on Instagram. Dylan has his experience in PR. And we just know that Instagram can be a great up and up for brands to utilize to earn money, to get their name out there, and to look credible. And we don't think that enough brands are really utilizing that to their full potential. So we decided that we'd speak a little bit about on that and really how to use Instagram to its full potential rather than just using it as a photo sharing app like it first began as a decade ago.
Yes, and I personally make money off my reels. So I love creating content. All the content that you saw on my slides, my team knows that I created them and added the voiceovers to one of them. So I just love creating content, and I found a new way, and I utilized the opportunity that Instagram gave me because I have a good following. So it is a great money-making opportunity. You just have to stay creative. You have to love it. You have to enjoy it. And like I emphasized earlier, music truly does matter. And there's ways on Instagram that if you guys at the end, you will see our email address, we can give you some pointers on what I mean when exactly I'm talking about music. There's even ways to know what music is trending on Instagram, and that would increase visibility on your videos.
Yeah, and I see a question in the chat from Olivia. It says, in reference to the PESA model, which, if any, media type do you believe is the most influential for a business? I think this changes obviously based on what platform you're on. On Instagram, I would say your strongest is probably going to be shared using influencer partnerships. And then after that, earned. I think having that credibility of someone else vouching for your product or service that owned media and paid media sort of doesn't have is going to be key when, you know, talking about the power of influence. And we see the time is 5:59, so we know we're a little bit short on the questions, but if you guys have any more questions, we included our contact information so you can reach out, let us know if you have anything. And thank you everyone for joining us.
You're hired.
Yeah. And these are the
when are you
references.
starting your business? Okay, nice job, guys. Really nice job.
Thank you everyone for coming.
All right, on to our next webinar. Yay. I wish we had more time to talk. Okay.